Hey folks, this is Vince with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to quickly check out Mortal Glory 2. This is a game that's coming to Steam on March 4th, 2024. I'm recording this about 5 days prior, so what you're looking at should be reflective of the finished product. There is a demo so that you can try it before you buy it. So in case you've never played the first one, it's kind of a gladiator rogue-like, similar to that of Slay the Spire. And if you've played the first one, you'll be able to jump into this without too much trouble. I'll read off the differences between the two games shortly. So what you're going to do is you're going to pick a difficulty level and then choose a starting gladiator. They have different stats like strength, agility, intelligence, and stamina. And then they also get some starting gear, some starting money, and the gear also has stats on them. So you wouldn't give like a high strength club to a high intelligence character. The intelligence characters are typically all about the spells. So once you actually choose a character, you'll be able to get more. Don't worry. You earn gold as you play. You're going to be going down this gauntlet of different battles. Again, sort of like Slay the Spire, you'll be able to choose your branching paths as you go. But whenever you reach a battle, you'll be able to see your opponent, what kind of stats they have. You can modify your team's loadout at that point if you want to. But typically, you're thrown into like this arena grid thing, and it's all like square based, so there's different spaces, and your character has so many action points that that are allotted to them. They're going to be obstacles in the environment that you have to sort of work around or use to your advantage. For example, there's a Minotaur character that I had that whenever he did a charge ability, it actually knocked the enemy into the wall and did extra damage, which was really cool. So like you could do a lot of different things. I even unleashed this neutral NPC from this cage, and it started attacking the enemies because they were closer to this thing. It was really cool. There's also, as you would expect from like a Slay the Spire roguelike kind of game, there's also a shop that you can visit every now and again and spend your gold. You'll be able to get more characters. You'll be able to get new abilities that you can equip to your characters. You can equip you can buy and equip different weapons, and again, they each have different stats, so you kind of have to plan strategically and think about what choices you're making. It's really cool. I like this style of game because the ability to build your own team is pretty free form, rather than choosing between a static set of 8 characters all the time. In games like this, for example, in this case, you can sort of build them as you go. You can equip them with different skill books and that give them different abilities. Like I can make this character a healer if I want to. I can buy some skill books and even put some damage spells on this character if I want to. I can give spells that favor intelligence on a high strength character. It's just not wise to do so. They don't synergize very well. So you can do that. So the abilities to sort of customize your team as you're building it is quite fun. And the combat isn't bad either. I prefer to turn on the grid. You can turn that off if you want to. What's a little confusing about the grid, at least to me at first, you're actually stepping on like the line, like the bottom line of the square. It kind of threw me off. I was hoping that like I thought that the characters would be like dead center of the square that they're supposed to be standing on. Rather, they stand on a side of the square, like the bottom side of a square, and it just throws me off. I don't like that at all. I don't know why it's designed that way, but I would have preferred that these characters stand in the middle of the respective squares that they're on. I don't know if that's a visual bug in my early build, but I don't like it. It throws me off on occasion as to how close someone really is. But It's still enjoyable. I mean, a lot of the abilities that you click on have, it'll light up all the different squares that you can attack. So, you can kind of get around the whole misjudging of distance that way, I suppose. But it's still fun. I'm enjoying it. Now, as far as the differences, because I asked the developer, I said, so this looks very similar to Mortal Glory 1. What is the difference between the two? And I'm going to read verbatim here so I don't get anything wrong. He said, "Hey Vincent, I'm rebuilding the game from scratch, so pretty much everything should be smoother and more polished in the sequel. Other than that, some of the biggest differences are relics with unique effects similar to those from Slay the Spire, environmental hazards like fire and tornadoes, battlefield objects with varying effects like barrels to throw at your enemies, more skills with new unique effects, leveling up characters, vastly better AI, boss units, and a new progression system outside of battle." And that was kind of cool, the progression system. Whenever a character levels up, you'll be able to click on, like, there's a little green arrow that will pop up on the character profile, and you'll choose between one of three things. Like, it'll say, +1 magic damage, +2 knockback chance, +5 magic power, whatever. So you can further customize how you're building your character. So your character might start off with high strength, but let's say you want to turn him into a battle mage and give him some extra magic damage so that he can equip a good intelligence spell or something that kind of works with that. It's up to you. So, between equipping, books and, leveling them up, you can really customize the characters and even assign them there's 4 different slots that you can put on a character in terms of like an RPG, like a shirt, gloves, a weapon, that kind of thing. And you can have a team of 4 from the looks of it. So I enjoyed the time that I spent with it. This developer typically releases some really good games that I've covered before. And again, there is a free demo that you can try it before you buy it. I personally like this game because of the various, just the various ways that I can build up things. I really like that. And even some arenas will like challenge you to do things like in the first one, there was like this king's favor kind of thing. These are like requests that the king has as he's watching. I want you to do this, or I want you, stuff like that. So yeah, Mortal Glory 2, keep an eye out for this one. It was a lot of fun based on what I've played. Again, my only real gripe with it is just I don't like where the characters stand on the grid. It throws off my ability to judge distance. That's my biggest gripe. I would have preferred them to be standing in the center of a square so I can easily count how many squares over they are. When they're diagonal, it's difficult to it's just difficult to judge sometimes. Am I 2 squares away, or am I really 3 squares away? I can't tell. But other than that, I enjoyed this. So there you go, folks. Mortal Glory 2. This is Vince. Thanks for watching. I'll catch y'all next time. Take care.